I never planned to ruin a wedding. But when I saw the giant screen behind the stage light up with a photo of my boyfriend kissing another woman, I knew someone's perfect day was about to become a disaster. The worst part? The groom was my boyfriend, and the bride had no idea. 3 months earlier, my life was boring in the best way possible. I was 24, worked at a small bookstore, and spent most of my free time reading romance novels while secretly believing real love didn't exist. Then Ethan walked into my shop. He was charming, funny, and had the kind of smile that made people trust him instantly. He started visiting every week, then every few days, then every day. Eventually, he asked me out. For the first time in my life, everything felt right. We spent nights talking for hours, watching movies, and planning a future together. He told me he loved me after 2 months. I believed him. Big mistake. One evening, Ethan told me he had to travel for work for a week. I missed him terribly. Then, on the third day, I got a message from an unknown number. A single photo. Ethan, holding another woman's hand. I laughed. It had to be fake. Then another photo arrived, and another, and another. The woman wasn't random. She was wearing an engagement ring, and Ethan was kissing her. My heart shattered. I called him immediately. No answer. Again, no answer. The next morning, the same number sent me a wedding invitation. My hands trembled. The groom's name was Ethan Carter. The wedding was in 3 months. I felt sick because Ethan had been dating me for almost 6 months. I wanted revenge, the kind of revenge people write books about, the kind that keeps cheaters awake at night. But first I needed answers. The mysterious sender finally agreed to meet me. When I arrived at a small cafe, I expected a private investigator. Instead, I found a beautiful woman sitting alone. She looked nervous. When she saw me, her face went pale. "You must be Emma," she said. I nodded. "I'm Olivia, the bride." For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Then she started crying. She explained everything. She had been dating Ethan for 3 years. He proposed 8 months ago. They were planning a dream wedding. She found my photo on his hidden phone. That's how she discovered me. Neither of us knew the other existed. We were both victims, not enemies. That day, our heartbreak turned into a friendship, and together, we created a plan. For 3 months, we acted normally. I continued dating Ethan. Olivia continued planning the wedding. Meanwhile, we collected evidence, messages, photos, videos, voice recordings. Turns out Ethan wasn't cheating with 2 women. He was cheating with 5. 5. The man was collecting girlfriends like trading cards. Every lie we uncovered made us angrier. But we stayed patient, because the bigger the performance, the bigger the fall. Wedding day arrived. The venue looked like something from a fairy tale. Hundreds of guests filled the seats. Ethan stood at the altar, smiling proudly, completely unaware that his life was about to explode. The ceremony began. Everything went perfectly, until Olivia reached the part of her vows. She smiled sweetly, then looked at the guests. "I'd like to share a short video before I continue." Ethan's smile disappeared. The giant screen behind them turned on. The first photo appeared. Ethan kissing me. Gasps filled the room. Then another photo. Another woman, then another, then another. Messages flashed across the screen. Lies, promises, secrets, excuses. The audience sat frozen. Ethan looked like he had seen a ghost. His mother covered her mouth. His father stared at the floor. The priest quietly stepped away. And Olivia? She stood there smiling. When the video ended, she removed her engagement ring. I deserve someone honest. Then she dropped the ring into Ethan's hand and walked away. The guests erupted into chaos. The wedding was over. A week later, Ethan called me over 50 times. I never answered. Then he emailed, texted, begged, apologized, promised he would change. I blocked everything. Olivia did the same. The other women did too. For the first time, Ethan couldn't manipulate anyone. He was alone, exactly where he belonged. Months passed. Life slowly became normal again. Olivia and I stayed close friends. We traveled together, went hiking, tried new restaurants, laughed about things that once made us cry. One evening, she convinced me to attend a charity event. I almost didn't go. Then I met Daniel. He wasn't charming like Ethan. He wasn't smooth. He wasn't perfect. He was honest. The kind of honest that doesn't need to impress anyone. We spent the entire night talking. Then we kept talking. Weeks became months. Months became a year. And for the first time, I wasn't wondering whether someone was lying to me. Because Daniel never gave me a reason to doubt him. 2 years later, he proposed. Not at a fancy restaurant. Just the two of us under a sky full of stars. I said yes before he even finished asking. Olivia cried harder than I did. The best part came later. At my wedding, Olivia stood beside me as my maid of honor. As I walked down the aisle, I remembered the day we met. Two strangers betrayed by the same man. Two broken hearts searching for answers. Neither of us expected that betrayal would lead to something better. But sometimes life works that way. Sometimes the person who breaks your heart isn't the end of your story. They're just the villain in the chapter before your happy ending. And as I looked at Daniel waiting for me at the altar, I realized something. Ethan didn't destroy my future. He accidentally led me to it. And that was the sweetest revenge of all.